It's all backwards. Let's go on to.
Right. Let's kick it. Live stream number 5.
That's it.
It's funny, I watched a couple back.
Have you?
And we sit here for like 3 minutes waiting and not saying anything.
Yeah. We just talk shit.
No, we don't say anything.
Oh.
We're just like, we'll just wait for a few more people to join.
I see. Let's not do that, eh?
That's not good at all.
Nah, because then when you get to watch him back, you just like...
You just stand around for 3 minutes.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
It's no good. We'll definitely have to edit the beginnings of Mad or something, hey, when we
Well,
upload them.
maybe we can just do something at the start where we have like a bullshit conversation planned out.
Yeah.
And then you can just like talk for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're actually starting.
I see.
You know? Sort of like what we're doing right now, where
Oh,
there's
yeah.
people joining and we're still talking.
We're still having a conversation, I guess. Yeah, that's part of it, hey?
Yeah.
For sure.
So,
Sure.
yeah. But you don't want to like kick straight in. And
Well, why not? Why couldn't you just kick straight in?
I guess so. It like,
People
well,
just join when they join, right?
yeah. I guess, you know, what are you going to miss at the start? Like the weather update?
But you could just like watch it back later.
Exactly. Oh, I missed the first 30 seconds. You join halfway through a sentence. Kind of like a YouTube video where like, boom, and it starts. But if it's some other sort of video, you might start.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's options.
Anyway.
Yeah. But, anyway, indeed.
Oh, good.
What's going on, Josh? Keen for Steel Assassins, mate?
Mm.
I know I certainly am. It's going to be a good gig, that one.
It will be, my friends.
It's a big show, man. Big show. Lots of good bands on. I'm keen to play Sydney again, to be honest. It's been a while. Fucking how long's it been since we've been to Sydney? 2 years?
2017, yeah.
It's got to be 2 years. Yeah, it was Steel Assassins last time, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was, yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, that other show as well. Was that after? The one at the Record Crate?
Oh, yeah, that was like a week or two after Steel Assassins.
Yeah, okay.
November or something.
Yeah.
And that's been 2 years.
November,
Fuck.
yeah.
Because we've been to Melbourne since then. Because we did Ozocalypse that time.
Oh, yeah, that's not Melbourne, but that's Bendigo.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
a lot of Melbourne people were there. But, shit. It's been a while since we've been on the road, man. We're going to get back out there. Play some more gigs.
Yeah, man. Once you got a band, you can do that.
Once you got an album,
Mhm.
you can fucking tour it. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good time. But
Alrighty.
for sure.
So what are we doing today, mate?
Mate, what are we doing today? Where did we finish up last time? That's what
Well-
I'd like to know.
Last time we were talking a lot about social media and technology impacting our lives, not letting it control our mind, you know, not having it overtake our day. When our phone goes off, we're not just slaves to
That's right.
the phone.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
making sure that, you know, things that you're learning, you're able to apply. Like
Yeah.
the sleep, you're talking about sleep and
That's
stuff.
right. We're talking about sleep and how social media and stuff affects your
Yeah,
sleep as well.
yeah,
Like if
Your
you're
bedtime.
using it at night time, then
Yeah,
your brain's firing all the time,
Yeah.
and then you can't get to sleep properly. And I've actually noticed that over the last couple of days.
it works.
So, well, I've noticed a couple of things, both sides of the spectrum over the last probably month or so. I went through a few weeks there where I'd like really be good on my routine of like not touching Facebook and stuff for like an hour and a half before sleep.
Yep.
And I found like those sleeps were good.
Mhm.
And then I went to Melbourne, obviously, and like my whole routine sort of got thrown upside down because I was in a different environment and everything. And what I found was sometimes when I was down there, I'd like, because I had, not in my own house, I didn't have all my shit to do. At nighttime, I wouldn't really have fuck all to do. So I'd jump on Facebook before bed.
Yeah, right.
And then I'd noticed that my sleep was fucking a lot worse.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, now that I'm aware of it, I can see like how it's actually affecting me.
Yeah, man.
And since I got back from Melbourne, I've really tried to get back into my good routine.
Yep.
But there's been 1 or 2 days now where I've like been on the internet right before bed, and like there's a noticeable difference between those days and the days where I'm off it before bed. I'm actually like, I'm not just like bullshitting. I'm actually noticing a difference there. I'm
Yeah,
like,
right.
fucking wow.
One of the big things I've noticed in my life is like if I have this habit or
Yeah,
this
no.
process, and then I'm like, oh, that's bad. I should be doing this way. You don't see the good improvement, but then like if you're doing the good thing, which then becomes your normal thing, and then you do the bad thing, you're like, oh, like whether it's just your brain telling you like you did the bad thing or the impact, the consequence
I
of
think
doing the
you're
bad
just
thing,
more aware of it.
and you're like, no, but I mean for that, you're like, do the thing and you're like, oh, I did it before bed, and so today I feel bad. Is that actually the negative benefit or the negative consequence, or is it actually like the fact that you've just identified
feel bad from
doing the thing? Like,
fair point.
I ate ice cream for dinner. Ice cream wasn't good. I should feel bad. Not like the sugar hit is making me actually more drained.
I don't know. Maybe there's like your brain's tricking you, but
who cares? It's still like either way, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
This is my standard now. Like, this is what I do.
Yeah. That's fair. But yeah, that's what we were talking about last time. Hey, so
that was last time. Yeah. What have we done since then, mate? What have you been up to the last 4 or 5, 6 weeks?
What have we been up to, mate? Certainly the last couple of weeks we've been in Melbourne recording an album.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, it wasn't fun. Fun is like this much of what it was.
Oh.
It was a million times better than fun. It was awesome, man. Like, we got to, for me, this is like a goal that, well, for both of us, really, we've been working towards this goal for like 6 years, trying to get, like, when we first started the band, which is nearly 7 years ago now. Obviously we went straight into like, let's make an album.
Yeah.
But like, very early on in the process, we knew that an album was part of being a band.
Yep.
And so we got to get towards that point, and like, to be there now where we've recorded it, we're just waiting on mixes and artworks and all the other bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, it feels so awesome to like have achieved,
that
like,
milestone.
to almost have achieved that goal. It's like, this is real now.
That was a milestone in the, that's a peak.
It's a
in the mountains.
Milestone. Yeah. I mean, obviously there's like plenty other bigger goals and more goals that we want to do, but like honestly, like, it's a goal that we've been working towards for a long time, and like really hard working towards for at least 2 years.
Yeah, man.
And it feels unbelievable to like have achieved that. Obviously we had our ups and downs along the way, and it's been a hell of a journey, with things like band members coming and going. We've been writing songs for the album, we've been playing gigs, like working towards the album. We did the single for Thrash Attack and stuff, which was kind of like, at that point we were working towards an album. We took a bit of a detour and did a single, and got back on track after that. So I mean, it's been a lot of ups and downs over the past couple of years, but we're here and we made it. And I think the biggest challenge, I don't know, like, what would you say the biggest challenge has been in working towards this album?
I think the biggest challenge is doing all the steps in the process. Like, remember November last year, we were recording demos, and recording for real seemed so far away.
It did.
But now we're here, It's like, wow, we've actually, this thing that seemed so far away and impossible, like, we actually got it done. And I guess the same thing for the release. Like, there's so many more things to do before we release it.
Yeah.
All these little tasks, promotion and the marketing, and just
we've got to
getting the product actually in our hands, and videos and merchandise. There's all these things. It's like, holy crap, that's like another 6 months worth of work. But
almost,
we're currently in September. We're talking about the same situation we're in November, December last year. So 9-10 months ago, we didn't think like we would be here, but we did.
Yeah.
But you didn't realize how much it would be. And so, like, in another 6 months' time, when it's, we're releasing an album or whatever, it'll be like, wow, we got all that done too. Then it's like, that's the thing in life. Maybe it's so difficult to see things so far away, but if you just plan it out and you do the little thing every day, it will come.
Is that the thing that's like the daunting, the challenge that you're saying is like the fact that it feels like forever away, and it's like, oh, we're never going to get there. Is that the battle that you're talking about?
I think like time, it's so hard to see 12 months worth of work, or 2 years worth of work, or even 6 months worth of accumulative daily application towards a goal. Seems quite, I don't know, difficult to see at the start.
Like daunting, you mean? Like it's overwhelming? Or is it like the opposite of like you don't know how you're going to get there?
You just don't see how 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 100 times equals 100, because it's such a big equation. But that's sort of what your life is. Like, every day, add to tomorrow, add to the next day, will be where you are at day number 4.
Yeah, okay. See, I think in terms of goals, like, I've different goals in my life. I've had different experiences. I've had like some where you're like, you have the goal and you're like, holy shit, that is a mountain of work to get there. I'm never going to get through this mountain. And like, it just feels really overwhelming. And so you may not even start working towards the goal. But if like you obviously have enough determination, like, you'll just start chipping away. and then you're like, just moving a little rock at a time, and before you know it, you've moved an entire mountain. That's one sort of aspect of like goals. Sometimes they become so overwhelming that you just don't even want to start.
Yes.
The other side of it is like you have a goal and you like just have no idea how the hell you're going to get there.
Yes.
And you're like, I can see where I want to be, but I have no idea like the path I need to do to get there. And so that becomes very confusing. Is like either of those two like relating, or are you saying like it's a different thing altogether?
Probably the first one, yeah. Like I don't know. I never really had the feeling of like, oh, there's a place I want to be, but I don't know how to get there. I guess you just know you got to do the research and try something, see if it's pushing you there, or if it's not, then you got to change your application. But yeah, the moving one rock at a time thing, you just like, this is literally going to take 6 months
or a year,
or 2 years or 10 years.
Yeah.
But keep doing it, and it'll keep, the pile on this side will get smaller, and the pile on this side gets bigger, and then you move the whole mountain. You know.
Like, with this album, like it's been daily
application.
Application. Like every day we've been doing something towards working towards it. So like, even just like guitar tracking, for example, it's not something you just sit down and do in a weekend. It's like the demos we started, as we say, in November. We're recording them most weekends. And then we had to do some editing and some mixing of them, and preparing all the songs and changing some songs that we modified and whatever. And then we started looking for studios, and then we started just having conversations with engineers and all that stuff, reworking some more songs, picking a final like 9 tracks for the album. And then we booked the studio time, and we had to record the drums and the guitars for that. And that was again another like constant like
the next step,
the practice.
Preparing.
Like especially with working towards the album. Like I'd like to talk about your practice routine that you talked about going into the studio for your drums. So for those that don't know, Wally, working towards the drum recording that we had in, was that May, June? When did we have drums?
June or July? Maybe July.
Maybe it was July. I'll let you tell the story, but like you just talk about like how you set that goal and work towards.
Well, it was basically like a thing where you only book so many days in a studio. Very expensive time, so you don't want to, waste time or do bad takes over and over. And because we wrote, pretty, I think, technical drum parts for my abilities, I wanted to make it the best that I could do, and so basically coming into the studio, maybe in about April or May, I set the tasks to myself that I wanted to play each song 100 times before I recorded it. So obviously it would have made it a lot better.
That's a monster task.
It was pretty big.
It was 900.
Yeah, it was 900 reps. Yeah. So basically about 3 hours a day, 6 days a week for about 6 weeks, something like that. And I had some car problems and stuff, so I lost a couple of days working on my car. I got to about the mid 80s in all of the songs. So I was trying to keep it all level. So, only maybe 120, 150 tracks that I didn't record that I didn't practice. But, at the end, it made the studio a lot better than probably what I could have been, because maybe if I was setting motivation backward to just be like, oh, I should do this a lot today, maybe doesn't make sense in application. So I've played for an hour, maybe that's enough. But because I actually set an actual goal, I was able to work towards it. Even though I fell short, it was probably more preparation that I could have done, just by not having any task to aim for. So by setting 100 of each track as your target, the fact that you got to 80 was like, you probably wouldn't have got to 80 if you hadn't set that 100 goal. Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Like by just saying like, oh, I want to just practice and get ready for the studio, it's like, well, that could mean half an hour a day, it could mean 6 hours a day. Like there's no
measurement.
So I think that's important, obviously, when you're setting goals. Like you have to be really specific about what you want to do and what you want to achieve, and like get quantifiable about it. That's what a lot of goal setting people talk about, and a lot of motivational people talk about. It's like,
yeah, man,
you have to be quantifiable with your goals so that you can see that you're working towards it. You can mark down your progress. And as you say, like even though you fell short, you got a lot further than
what I would have if I didn't. Yeah.
That's really cool, man. Like I'm, like obviously, being your brother and everything, like I'm very proud of you, like for doing that much fucking practice, and it shows, man. The drum tracks that we got, like,
pretty cool.
Can't wait for you guys to check them out, man.
Yeah,
they're fucking cool, man. I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass.
No, you're right. You're right.
But we've got a question here from Josh. what's your favorite funny moment in the studio? Well, I don't know if I have a favorite moment, but there was definitely some funny ones that we put some of the good ones on the Instagram stories. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with those, but there was a few good moments there where like we're nailing something or actually we did a bit of experimenting in the studio with some of the lead guitar parts and some of the vocal parts and things like that. And yeah, we just stumbled on some magic there, man. Like, like there was one harmony thing that I was doing with the lead guitars and one of the solos that there wasn't even planned to be a harmony there. I was just playing the solo, and then Chris, the engineer we were working with, he was like, "What if you tried like putting a layer on this?" And I'm like, "Sure, all right, let's give it a go." And he just like played the track back to me. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just gonna wing something. I'm just like, I'll just try this thing, and it just went perfectly. I was like, damn, like that just came out naturally. Like that sounded fucking cool. And he was like, yeah, that was it. And I'm like, all right, I don't even know what I just did. Like, lucky we were videoing everything, so I could watch it back and be like, oh, that's what I played there. Let's recreate that later.
That, yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of interesting moments in the studio. Like we'll probably get into a bit later, but definitely like there's a lot of some funny shit on the Instagram stories if you haven't seen them already. So check them out. But yeah, there's also a follow-up question there, Wally, for you, Josh. You're in Tall Poppy and you're in Melbourne.
Yeah, well, I recorded the drums at Tall Poppy up here just because I didn't want to drag my drum kit all the way to Melbourne. And obviously there's a bunch of expenses associated with traveling for that. And the studio I had up here I thought was good. But then, I went down to Melbourne just to do the backing tracks on the last couple of days, the backup vocals, sorry. And that was fun, like working with all the other guys. We put up a video there with Frosty and Dylan and Sean. Sean wasn't in the video, but Sean from Inmass Wake came in. And we had a good time, like just hanging out and doing the vocals. It only took us a couple of hours to do all the backing vocals, but it was good fun just hanging out with the dudes and
that's it.
Seeing Chris working in his element and seeing Andy working in his element as well during the daytimes before we started doing the backup vocals. It's good to just have the experiences seeing people recording and seeing what they do and the approach they take and the mindset they have. And it was really, I don't know, my studio operation when I was up here I was really in control because I was just doing what I wanted to do, really structured and stuff like that, making sure I'm recording X amount of songs a day to get everything done in the time. But these guys booked enough time that it turned out where they were just doing a thing, just hanging out, playing some guitar and singing some songs.
We actually had a bit of spare time in the studio because we booked 9 days, which we thought was going to be maybe pushing it really. It was going to be a pretty crammed effort to get it in. And we ended up finishing everything in 8 comfortably. Like we weren't stressed to do that. And a lot of that time was spent with a bit of experimenting on the vocals and lead guitar parts and
lunch breaks.
Like ample lunch breaks and chat time, and like it wasn't like go like stressed, like we're running out of time. Like it was very enjoyable and very at the same time very productive and professional, but like it was laid back as all fuck. Which is really cool that you can make a record with that, because I think like
attitude.
I know when we did our single, man, it was so different. It was so stressful, so like watching the clock, like we got to get this done. Maybe that says a lot for our preparation this time around, but maybe it's just like, I don't know, maybe it's just a different environment and we're more comfortable in this. But,
I mean, like working with particular people, you're going to experience the way they operate, and maybe they don't operate the same way you do, maybe they operate in a different way. Maybe that doesn't quite connect with the way you operate. So you're thinking it should work like this, but they're trying to do it in another way and you can't get your head around that. And so I think it's important to be able to, just have those different experiences, and then you can see what works for you. So I mean, keep sending your questions through, guys. We're going to be here for a while answering them. We're happy to do that. We'll answer Adam's one up there about the bands.
Which one? What's it about?
Up about.
Oh, we missed one.
That one there. This one here.
Yep.
So, any new Aussie bands to keep an ear out for?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I missed that.
He might be American, or maybe he's Melbourne. He said something about up
Aussie bands. Well, here's one right there.
Yeah, there's one.
Harlot, check them out.
Who else do you like, mate?
Oh, mate, I've got no shortage of Aussie bands in my heavy rotation. There's obviously Harlot. In Malice's Wake, I cannot speak highly enough of them. There's a reason that In Malice's Wake occupies the back patch on my battle jacket. Desecrator, obviously, also from Melbourne. They're fucking sick. More locally, there's bands like Medics of Pain, Spectre and Odious. They don't think they have releases yet, but there's some new upcoming bands from Brisbane that are going alright. Yeah, like, is it? What do you got? Anybody that you particularly like, or?
Gotta say, yeah, I have a lot of time for Desecrator's work and In Malice's Wake work. There's some bands up here which put on a good show, like Medics of Pain.
Yeah.
And like you said, Spectre and Odious. Haven't been to their shows yet. I've still
That's from being.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Sydney. Oh, there's some good bands in Sydney.
Sydney's got some good bands.
Yeah.
Like I like Darker Half. They got some good vocal tracks. Good songs.
Well, from down there's a few bands that I've heard of. They're doing alright. There's like Panic from Wollongong.
Yeah, Panic.
They always put on a good show.
What's that other band in Newcastle with those dark skinned guys? We played with them in Newcastle a couple of times. They're sort of thrashy. I can't remember their name.
I don't know. But Hazmat is another good one.
Yeah, Hazmat.
They're from a bit all over Sydney.
Oh man, we've got to look at these tour posters.
Who are you talking about? From Newcastle. I mean, there's a few good bands in Newcastle. There's Pure Envy.
Maybe that's them.
I don't know if that's the one you're talking about though.
Okay.
Pure Envy. They're going alright. I saw them in Melbourne last week when I was down there.
Who else? And Reva.
Reva is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if they've got much in the way of releases, but yeah, check them out.
There's like a whole spectrum of bands. There's like bands that are doing like albums.
Thraxis.
You know, maybe,
Yes, Thraxis I saw in Melbourne last week too. They were cool, man. Like very tight.
Yeah. Maybe there's some bands who have like 2, 3, 4 albums, 5 albums, whatever. And other bands that started maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago haven't released anything. Maybe just got some stuff on YouTube and Facebook. So
yeah.
I mean,
Adam, if you're in Sydney, man, come to Steel Assassins in November, man. We'll catch up. Billabong and Black.
That's the one.
Yeah, is that the band you're thinking of? Yeah.
No, you've seen them. I haven't seen them yet. They were up here.
No, they've got a good album too.
Yeah, for sure.
Look, Reva. Yeah, Reva's cool, man. They're a good bunch of blokes. But yeah, no, man, definitely get to Steel Assassins for sure.
So yeah, you know, last 4 weeks we've played a couple of shows and they've been really fun with the 2 new blokes. We had Woolapalooza a couple of weeks ago on the Gold Coast and had a good time. Tom and Josh seem to be enjoying their time in the band, having a good time playing the shows with us. And
yeah, but I believe Tom might be watching this video, so we have to say nice things about him.
Oh, I was going to point out all his flaws. Nah, he's right.
No, you're right, mate.
Yeah, no, Tom and Josh have been playing well, and we've had good response from the band so far. And yeah, Metal Church was really fun talking to some of the guys as well before and after the show. It's good to just.
It's very professional, that band, man. Like, even during their sound check, they were just like on it. Like I know they've been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
But like watching them do a sound check was like, that's what a sound check's supposed to be like. Like every little detail was like sussed out before sound check was done. And I remember they were sitting there for 15, 20 minutes at one point trying to figure out what, there was like a tiniest little bit of feedback coming through the
drum fallback,
the fallbacks or something. And they're like, we're not finishing until we get this sorted.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you can sit there and say like, oh, you know, that's just arrogant musicians or whatever. It's like, no, they're trying to put on a professional show.
Yeah. They didn't come all the way from America just to play a shitty show.
And they're like, oh, well, we got a bit of feedback. It might turn out shit, whatever. We'll see how it goes. It's like, no, let's get this fucking sorted. And they did. They got it sorted. And but it was like, just the level of professionalism and organization before the show was like, isn't inspiring. It's like, that's what you got to aim for, man. Like, you don't want to just, a sound check's not just like, oh, you get up there, smash a song, like, yeah, we can hear some shit, like it works all right.
Yep.
You know, like that really changed my attitude towards what a sound check was about.
Yeah. And I mean, I was hanging around talking to a lot of people after the show. A lot of people hadn't seen us before, and people were happy with what we'd done. And that's really good for Tom and Josh's first show with us. Yeah. You know, to see that new people were like, oh man, that's so good. So it's good for us to know that the 2 people we've got are taking us up another level. That's it. And impressing new fans, because that's really how we're going to be able to spread our message, and by playing international supports, because it obviously brings a lot of new potential fans. So you really got to make sure you're delivering your best. You got to
make it count, man. You get one shot with some of these people.
Yeah,
because they don't come to gigs every week. So.
Exactly. And I mean, one bloke travelled all the way up from bloody halfway down New South Wales border.
Was it Byron? No, further than that.
Yeah, like Grafton or something like that.
That's right, Grafton, yeah.
Other people came from Toowoomba. Some people came from
not to see us, obviously to see Metal Church.
Yeah,
they watched us while they were there.
Obviously, they're not coming to Brisbane every second week to go to a local show. So, you know, maybe if next time we play shows, they might travel. But if not, at least you've got another fan in this local country town and that local country town.
Yeah.
So
Spread the love.
yeah, man, it's good fun.
For sure. Yeah. Just back to the album a bit there. Like we were talking before about some of the challenges we're facing going into it.
Yes.
I think personally, like one of the biggest challenges we've faced as a band moving towards this album has, like for me, has been the situation with the members.
Yeah.
Like obviously we were going along swimmingly with the old lineup. Heading, that was before we got to demos though. Like that was way back before we even like were heading for the album.
Yeah.
And then we lost two of them, and then we were like, let's make an album.
Yeah.
With just two of us. And it was,
we had to decide that was okay to do. You know, that was a bit of a mental battle, because I mean the hardest thing with metal is it seems like there was a industry created in the 90s, in the 80s, and a system, and it seems like you sort of look to that system as the standard as to what to do. But it seems like a lot of other music genres have created a new standard and a new process of how to release and do music. So we started a band, you know, about 8 years ago or something like that. And it's like, yeah, let's do what all the bands did in the 80s. And so,
yeah,
but that's not the way it is. You know,
that was nearly 40 years ago now.
Yeah,
like
why are we trying to replicate a system from the 1980s when it's not efficient? And you know, for us,
it worked back then, but that's all they could do.
Exactly.
They didn't have all the technology we have now and all that stuff. And like I was saying, so the biggest challenge with the fact that we'd lost members.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. At some point there, it crossed my mind of like, maybe this thing's just not gonna work. Maybe we should just like, you know, not necessarily give up music, but like stop trying to push for the album. Like we just go back to the garage, try and find some new guys.
Yeah.
Like build up a band again. And maybe we'll do an album in another 3 or 4 years time.
Yeah.
And like you and I sat down, I think it was at Christmas time or thereabouts last year, and we're just like, we're not going to let this fucking stop us.
No, man.
We're not going to let like the fact that we've only got two of us in the band stop us from making an album.
Yeah.
We can make an album with two of us.
Yeah.
Like I play guitar and sing.
Yeah.
You do drums.
Yeah.
Like I play guitar, so I can do the rhythm and lead guitars.
You can pluck a bass.
I can pluck a bass.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying that I'm like the best bass player in the world, but I can play some bass to go underneath my guitars. Like the two of us have all the skills needed to make this album.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like this is the shit that we want to do. This is the stuff we've been working towards for 6 fucking years, and we're not going to let one little hurdle like the fact that there's only two of us in the band stop us from making this album. And
man.
That was like at that point it was like you either stop or you just go fucking twice as hard as what you had been. And it was that fork in the road literally was like where we were at last Christmas. And I'm so glad that we decided like, fuck it, we're just going to go for it, make this album with two of us, man. Because like the album that we got so far, without hearing all the final mixes and everything, already sounds killer. And I'm so proud that we've managed to push through all that and get to this point. Because we could have not.
Exactly.
We could have gone like, oh shit, we don't have a band. Well, I guess we can't make an album.
Yep.
Let's just like give up momentarily or even permanently. It's like,
I think
it's not for us, man. It's not what we're about.
Yeah, exactly. And I think one of the things is doing this with two of us, every time we come to this fork in the road where it's like, well, this is what you could do if you had 4 people, but this is what we can do with just the two of us. And then we just have to keep like taking that right fork, you know. It's like, well, we can do it with the two of us. We're still doing it with the two of us, so we'll go this way and do it with the two of us. So it's really one of those things where you just like, not excluding the other guys, but you know, they've just come on board and we're halfway through a project, and we basically said, you know, like, hey guys, we're just doing this project under the band's name, you know, and like we just want to play shows for now, like, and we'll build up that, and then once this project's done, we can start a project with 4 people. But this project doesn't really allow for 2 people to come in halfway
Well, I think
through.
It's a bit unfair as well, and we've had this conversation with Tom and Josh, but I think it's a bit unfair to be like, okay, you just joined the band, in 4 weeks time we're going into the studio to record everything, so you guys have got to learn your shit and fucking cough up a bunch of money and like travel to Melbourne and like get your shit ready and get in the studio. Like it's way too much pressure and unnecessarily so on the new blokes. And on the flip side as well, there's also the fact that like we've been working on these songs over the last 6 years and playing some of them live and writing them like without the new guys. Like it's kind of, without being selfish about it, like these are our songs. This is like our project. And like to sort of bring in some new guys right at the end of the process is kind of like, it's a bit unfair, but it's also like maybe not appropriate.
Maybe they won't understand, and so they're not going to be
like
able
not
to
bagging them out or anything.
No, it's like they don't have the same passion for the ideas because they're not theirs.
They haven't developed them with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But in saying that, like what we have done over the last year or so is really embrace the fact that it's only been two of us.
Yeah.
And like obviously that presents a bunch of challenges, but it
Yeah.
also presents a bunch of opportunities.
Exactly.
Which we've really wholeheartedly embraced.
Exactly.
For example, like you guys have seen over the last 12 months, we've really been pushing hard on social media because we haven't been able to play gigs.
Exactly.
So we've had to really keep up our presence online.
Yeah.
Which I hope you guys are enjoying, by the way.
Doing this, man. Like
doing this shit. Like
just having conversations with people, with the two of us, you know.
So we've got to keep this thing moving, keep the train rolling.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing is, like you're saying before, about all the mental challenges, because we don't have someone who we're trying to follow their process of a two-man band or a one-man band.
Yeah, there's no examples out there that we know of that we're like, oh, we got to do what they're doing.
So everything's like, oh, can this work? Should we do this idea? We'll
give it a crack.
Give it a go, you know, and we'll see what comes of it. And
that's it.
Like what we're doing at the moment, we do live streams and then we do the emails as well and the social media. It's all part of the fun as to what we're doing as a message, you know, as a bigger thing, but it's really just the two of us, you know, putting a thing out.
It's enjoyable. It's not like, oh, we have to do this for a business sake. It's like, let's just do this because we want to do it.
It's what you want to do with your time.
But one of the other opportunities that we've obviously had is the fact that when we could go to Melbourne and record with very little cost. In the sense that we don't have to fly 4 people to Melbourne. Like I can go down there as one person, and just play some gigs. And play some songs. Sorry. You know, and that sort of aspect of it has been really, like it's an opportunity to like go down to Melbourne and record, like rather than just recording with whatever studios up here. We actually have the opportunity to be like, no, let's go work with the guy in Australia who's making good thrash metal albums. For reasonably like affordable prices. The other opportunity that we had was obviously to talk about the gang vocals. So we got 3 fucking awesome frontmen, like singers from other metal bands, to come and do backup vocals on our album. Rather than just like a motley crew of like random voices. We got Sean from In Malice's Wake, who his voice sounds like a bloody diesel engine. Obviously, if you listen to In Malice's Wake, you know what I'm talking about. We got Frosty from Espionage, who is an amazing singer. And we got Dylan Gatt from Armada, who has that real like raspy thrash vocal, like the Bark sort of voice. To combine those 3 voices and Wally's and myself on backing tracks for the gang vocals, like it just sounds so full.
It's very
like,
good.
We did bugger all takes.
Like,
and we've applied basically no effects to it. Just with the range of vocal styles across those guys, it already sounds like a stadium full of people chanting like the backing vocals behind everything.
And we didn't even plan as to what we wanted it to sound like such, but it was like we did it and we're like, yeah, that's pretty much what I imagined in my head.
Like it sounds so huge. With those, because of the range of vocal style. It's, as I said, it's not just like a motley crew of voices. It's like vocalists with each their own style all coming together. It sounds so good, man. Like, but that's an opportunity that we wouldn't have had if we had a full band. We wouldn't have even thought about it. We'd just be like, oh, we've got the band, like let's do the gang vocals. The fact that there was only 2 of us, we have to think outside the box of like, how can we do this? Why not employ some fucking great vocalists?
Exactly. So there's the opportunities you're talking
and that's
about.
That's what I meant. Like sometimes you're presented with like a challenge, but there's also like maybe we can use this to our advantage. And get something out of it that's going really well. But
let's have a squiz. So Adam's asked another question there about employment and being able to take time off. One of the decisions I made last year, I was, you know, working for myself and I was sort of getting more passionate with the band stuff. And when I stopped working for myself, I basically made a decision that I want to do band stuff is a priority in my life. So I need to find a job that works around that. And so basically I took up casual employment that works early mornings through to about lunchtime. And so now I work a part-time job, which pays enough money to fund the band and fund my life and the progress in that. And then I am able to do, you know, 8-9 hours worth of stuff in every afternoon because I'm not working a full-time job because I got my priorities arranged correctly in my life, you know, and I made those decisions. So the band is the thing I do in my life and everything works around that.
That's exactly the same.
My company knows that. I've said that to them a few times and, you know, it's like, hey, I'm taking time off to go to Melbourne to record.
Because
and they're
that's
like,
what you want to do.
Exactly. And they don't mind.
It's a priority thing. Like, and I'm the same, man. Like, I've got casual employment. So the fact that I was in Melbourne for 2 weeks recording, like, I'm not getting paid for that. But I don't care because the music is the thing that I want to do. I just have to work around that. And like the financial situation is like, it is what it is, man. Like, you know, like I don't have a lot of money right now, but that's okay because I've just recorded an album and I'm stoked with that. And
exactly.
like obviously planning, like I plan to go to Melbourne for 2 weeks. So in the months leading up to that, I'm like trying to, you know, arrange my finances so that I can survive through those few weeks or whatever. But more than anything, this is my goal. This is
your life projection.
This is the thing that I want to do with my time. And with my life. This band, the music, right? So work can work around that, not like, oh, I'm stuck at a job so I can't make music. Like, fuck that.
Yeah, man.
Like, if the job is getting in the way of the music, then the job needs to go. Like, because this is the thing I want to do. And I'm not saying like I'll just throw work in altogether, but like, I'll adjust my work around the band. And if the work doesn't want to be that flexible, I'll find a different job.
Yeah. I think that question is really like, man, it's difficult, and I had to come to this decision in myself because the way I was brought up and I sort of programmed that work is your priority in life. And the idea, when you look at it, the only reason that anyone goes to work and that work was invented was for you to apply a labor and get some sort of return for that, you know. So we went to work to make money to fund our lives. So what is your life that you're funding if you're just going to work to pile money?
Be your life, man.
Yeah,
unless it's a thing that you're passionate about and a thing that you want to do with your time.
So what the passion is, if I'm going to work to make money to fund my passion, I can't be working so much that I don't have time for my passion. So I've basically chosen that my passion requires this many hours a week, which means I have this many hours to earn X amount of money that I need to fund my passion. So if I need $600 a week to survive, then I need to go find something that earns me $600 in my 40 allocated hours or 30 allocated hours, whatever the case may be. And I'm looking for a job which can fit that. And, you know, maybe some people don't have the luxury to choose because of their skills or knowledge or whatever, but you should be working towards that, man. Like, don't let the work dictate what you get to do with your time and your fun. But, you know, if you put yourself in a situation where you have housing commitments or children or whatever, that's all part of it, but that's a balance that you get to choose at the end of the day.
Like it's not without sacrifice.
No, exactly.
Like, you know, we're working jobs where we're not getting paid a shitload of money.
Been on holidays lately?
I haven't been on holiday.
Ever been on holiday?
Well, actually, I was in Melbourne recording. But like,
that's exactly right. That was my holiday.
Exactly. It's not without sacrifice. Like we've got jobs that aren't paying us a shitload of money. They're just casual jobs. There's no career progression. There's no fulfillment there. They're literally just jobs to get money so that we can chase the music.
Exactly.
And you know, we don't have a lot of free time to do leisure activities.
Not going to the beach on the weekend.
Shit like this, you know, like we're not out there partying every weekend.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not saying that those things are bad. I'm just saying that we've chosen to sacrifice those things to pursue the hobby, the passion that we're trying to pursue. And so I think that's the flip side of it. It's like, it's not like, oh, our lives are just magical and wonderful and like we've got everything working for us. It's like we still have to sacrifice a lot of shit. But like, I would happily do that if it means that we can record albums and release this awesome fucking music.
I mean, it's funny because we had this discussion last year as well. It's like we're recording demos over the Christmas. You know, we both had 2 weeks off work over the Christmas period. And it's like, okay, mum and dad want us to come over on this day. It's like, well, we don't want to be there for 12 hours. We want to do some band stuff around that. And we want to, same thing on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. It's like, well, the idea of going to a party on New Year's Eve for like 10 or 12 hours and getting really drunk.
Staying up to 4 in the morning.
And then losing New Year's Day as well. We didn't want to do that, you know. So we both went out and socialized with people, both came home, and then we were back here at like 7 o'clock in the morning recording our demos because that was the most important thing in our lives at that time.
That's right.
We chose to prioritize.
Again, it's not a judgment call on people that choose whatever they choose.
Choose what you want, man.
Like I've spent many a New Year's Eve fucking partying till 4 or 5, 6, wait until the sun comes up, still partying. Like it's not. I'm not saying that's bad or it's a bad choice. It's just this year we chose like we want to record demos. New Year's Day is the only day that we can do it. Then we have to sacrifice other things to make it work. And like it's, you know, the demos are fun and the album that we've got now is fulfilling of those things. But at the same time, like, sure, like it doesn't mean we wouldn't like to be out partying or wouldn't like to be out doing those other things.
Like, do what you love, but love what you do. So I would love to do this thing and I'd love to do that thing, but I won't be loving the fact that I'm not getting the other thing done, which is really
It's like,
most
what do you
important.
want more?
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to. It's like, what do you want more? Do you want the album?
Yeah.
Or do you want to have a bit of fun?
Yeah.
And like for us, so obviously we chose the album, and,
Yeah.
and certainly I'm not regretting that, man.
No, man. And, I mean, I don't get upset about trading sacrifices, but when you sit there and you have a priority list of 5 things or 10 things to do in a day, like really, I would love to do number 7, 8, and 9 and 10 as well. You know, they're all as great, but they score in, you know, the 90s for fun, but these things score in the 100 or 98. So therefore, you know, that's what I choose. I choose to do the things that give me 100% or 99% fulfillment over the thing to give me 91 or 92% fulfillment. But
for sure,
holy crap, you know, I've been up for 16, 17 hours. It's time to go to bed now.
That's
so
it. That's it.
Quite unfortunate, isn't it?
For sure.
You know.
Just a quick one though, like a little off topic, but while we've got you guys here, you know, like we're doing these live stream things once a month. I think the next step for us is really to sort of take this to the next level. We want to try and come up with a name for these live stream videos, like a title sort of thing. I did have a couple of suggestions, but I'm open to what you guys think we should call this thing. You know, I'll see if I can bring up my list here. Just bear with me.
You know what the first one is?
I know what one of the ideas was. What was that, Wally? Do you know?
Well, the first one we came up thanks to a random person at Andy's work.
No, don't give him credit.
I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit. He just completely confused our band name.
Yeah,
he thought he was.
Yeah.
You tell.
Yeah, I'll tell. So
yeah.
I was at a customer's house, and we're just conversing the fact that we're in a band, and he's like, "Oh, what's the band called?" And I was like, "Wartooth," and he was like, "Raw Truth," and I was like, "No, Wartooth," and I had to write it down for him, and he thought I said Raw Truth, and I'm like, Raw Truth kind of sounds like a cool name for like what we're talking of here. It's like we're just talking, and over the last few live streams we've been talking about ourselves personally, like exposing things and getting into proper conversation. This is not bullshit stuff. So Raw Truth kind of sounded like a possible title suggestion for these videos.
Could fit.
Some of the other ones I got here is like On the Couch with Wally and Ando, the Wally and Ando Show, the War Couch, On the War Path, Talking Tooth. But like I'm totally open to suggestions. We might run a little poll. I don't know if we can do a poll in these things, but
might have to run that over.
Might have to do it separately.
Yeah.
But if you guys have got any ideas for titles for these live streams, send them through, man. We'll have a look at them because we're not really settled on anything just yet.
No.
But we'd love to have like a proper, you know, like a name for these things and really be, like I'm really enjoying doing them. Obviously, people are enjoying watching them. We'd like to sort of really push this and make it into like a regular thing that's got its own name and its own identity and its own like branding associated with it and all that stuff. So, if part of that's coming up with a name. So we'll open the floor to you guys for anything like that.
And it's so much fun to be able to like set things aside, you know, have like this department and this department, like all under sort of like the Wartooth name. But, you know, we get to do a bunch of things for the live stream. You know, we prepare and we figure out what we're going to talk about. And, you know, we have the things that we're doing in our life which contribute to what we talk about. But it's good fun.
Wartooth's already many facets.
Yeah, man.
Like we've got the recording and the songwriting. We've got live shows and gigs. You know, obviously we're trying to get better as musicians at our instrument.
Yep.
Now we've got this stuff. We've got our social media pages. I can see it's already, and obviously merchandise for sale, and obviously all those sorts of things. Like it's really like a multifaceted thing already. It's not like a big empire, but it's it's certainly growing to like very like there's a lot of different parts to the puzzle, which is quite exciting. But yeah. So no, definitely. If you guys have got any more questions, definitely keep flicking them through. I'm really loving the enthusiasm from Adam and from Dean and stuff like that. It's you guys really help make these things happen, make it interesting for everyone. So it's not just us talking shit at the screen for an hour.
No, it's good to know that, you know, people are here to contribute and you know, that's what we're here to do. Like live streams are conversations. If we just wanted to post videos, we'd just record videos and post videos.
Wouldn't be live. It would just be pre-recorded stuff. That's it.
What have we got booked in, mate? What's going on in the future?
So, well, at the moment, we're waiting for some mixes to come back from Melbourne.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to hearing those for the album. The next time we're hitting the stage is Steel Assassins in Sydney, which I already mentioned. We're really looking forward to that. Plus, there might be another secret show the same weekend, that not in Brisbane, but somewhere else. Yet to be announced. I think that actually might be announced this weekend.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Very soon.
Keep your eyes out for that.
Keep your eye out for that if you're in New South Wales.
Yes.
Also, we've got some more things in the works for the end of the year.
Any more shows?
Well, there's one that's been announced. We've got
That's
some
right.
others on the go, but we got a really big one on the 12th of December with Marty Friedman from Megadeth,
That's right.
which is, oh man, that's a dream come true. Like, he's like one of my guitar idols and always has been since, like, he was in Megadeth, but before that he was in Cacophony, and like his guitar work is always been inspiring to me. So to be able to share the stage with him and his Japanese band is like, that's a dream come true.
That's pretty dope.
Like, and I really hope I get to like at least just shake his hand and be like, thank you for doing what you do, because like it's fucking awesome.
You get to know the bloke and
Yeah.
be like, holy crap, you're a person, man. That's crazy.
That's it. And Wally's just posted up a link there to the tickets for Marty Friedman. So
Yeah, man. If you're in
if you want
Brisbane,
discounted tickets, jump on that.
or if you're anywhere closer than Sydney,
Make a
feel
trek.
free to travel down from Cairns or Townsville, whatever, man.
Yeah, man.
I'll even let you sleep in my house if you're coming from that far.
Fuck yeah. Really unload the sleeping bag.
Yeah, but don't feel the need to pay accommodation, man. Everyone's staying in my joint.
All right, party at Walls. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh shit.
Open house. But yeah, no. So yeah, we got the Marty Friedman show in December, and as I said, we've got a few other things in the works which will be announced very shortly. Obviously, we've just recorded a bunch of music, and at some point we need to release that to the world.
Did I see a special email from some guy
Special email
with
from some guy.
some sort of picture?
What was this about?
I think I might have saw some email come through with our final artwork.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The old
So
artwork.
we've got an artwork done.
Album art is finished.
All
We
good.
I don't think we should tell them about it just yet, man. I think we should share that stuff. They can wait.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Sign up for the email list, and then you might get to find out some more secret
Like
details.
some sneaky things. Yeah, definitely sign up for our email list if you haven't already, guys.
How do you sign up for that, mate?
You go to signup.wartoothmetal.com
Is that right?
or jump on our Facebook page and click the little sign up button right at the fucking top.
That's right.
Or third option, jump over to Instagram, and in our little bio there's a link that says sign up now.
Okay.
And by signing up to our mailing list, this is really cool.
Yeah.
And I know I'm biased, but you get to listen to 3 demo songs.
Yep.
Which are 2 of which are unreleased elsewhere.
That's right.
The first one I think you get is Scourge.
Scourge. That's
Scourge,
right.
which is a brand new track off our upcoming album.
Yes.
And then there's 2 more songs which I'm not going to necessarily share right now.
That's right.
I think about once a week you send an email out, sort of with updates of what's going on in Wartooth. And,
Yep. Try to.
You try to, yeah. Obviously, but you're
Busy
doing
man
it
in this band.
for sure. It's only 2 of us, but yeah. So you get some weekly updates about what's going on, and we try and keep that informative and brief, and not full of fucking spam and shit.
No.
Also, we will have there's links to discounted merch and ticket sales, which don't always make it to the social media pages. And then obviously, as we approach the album and the album release, there'll be a lot more information about all that stuff, which again won't all make it to our social media page. So if you really want to be a fan of Wartooth, a warhead so to speak, jump on the mailing list at signup.wartoothmetal.com or click the link at the top of our Facebook or Instagram pages.
And just on that, in the future, probably in the next month or so, we're going to start really pumping that, because what we've got in store for the end of the year, you've really got to be part of the mailing list to get all the full benefits of. So make sure you sign up real soon before you start, before we start sending out all this secret album / other thing that's very exciting. So yeah, head on over and sign up. If you want to get any Wartooth merch, I'll post a link to our Bandcamp there. And just head over and you can choose whatever. We've got patches and shirts at the moment, but thanks to our awesome grandmother.
Ooh, here we go, special announcement.
Announcing on the live stream. We haven't yet got these up for sale.
We'll have them up later today.
But we have cushions.
Fucking some Wartooth cushions.
So cheers to our Nana.
So, nice soft velvet on the back and awesome fucking printing on the front. So yeah, they'll be on our Bandcamp store later this afternoon.
Yeah, we'll get them up for you. We don't know how much we're going to charge for them yet.
Very limited edition of them. I think there's 3 at the moment.
Our Nana can only sew so fast.
She's like a little Chinese worker in a sweatshop with the whip. No, not really, but she's doing it out of the love of her heart. But
if anyone else got any nanas who love to sew, feel free to hit us up, because we might have some more production required. So we need some more volunteer nanas.
Not keeping up. We don't want her to fall over from a heart attack. But
we want her to stay alive for a few
definitely.
more years.
If you guys want a cushion, they're like really soft and really cool. So
how good.
Yeah.
So we got the Thrash Attack version.
I think there's only one of them. And there's maybe 2 of these at this point, of the Wreck Your Neck one.
Wreck Your Neck. To
I
a
mean, it's
shirt.
just a sick piece of art, really.
How cool is that? Thanks to Thrash Wolf for doing that one a couple of years back.
That's our old tour shirt, but it's now a cushion.
A fluffy
Because it's
cushion.
such a good design, man. We have to share it.
So a little bit maybe non-metal, but everyone sleeps. Everyone loves their afternoon naps.
We've got a couch right here, man. And you know what this couch needs? It needs a cushion. Right? Fucking,
Well, there you go.
See, look, how much more comfy is that now?
Fits perfectly.
There you go. Doing a hard sell. But, yeah, no. So, yeah, if you guys want to support us, definitely jump onto
Bandcamp. Yeah.
Wartooth.bandcamp.com.
Right there. Just jump in the
Oh, yeah,
comments,
Wally's
fellas.
got the
mate.
little thing.
Yeah, don't try and remember this. Just jump over into that into those cushions.
That's it.
Here come the jokes about the grandmas.
That's it.
All right.
Thrash Ma.
And any of you guys, man, like we've had a pretty casual conversation today. Next time we'll probably get a bit more serious again. But make sure not too serious, obviously. Share the video, tell your friends, get everyone to come on, have a chat.
Don't forget to send through some title ideas if you have any names for the live stream. We'd love to hear about
Ask questions, just get around the chat, join in. And, the more you spread the love means that, we're getting out to more people and we're being able to spread our message, and the bigger the conversation, obviously the more ideas.
Yeah, and the more people that keep sending comments and questions through, like it gives us more shit to talk about, so we're not just bloody talking crap at each other for an hour. Yeah.
Jay, yes.
Jay, the Thrash Attack shirt still available, very limited quantity.
What did I tell you the other day? Was it mediums?
There's like 3 shirts left. I think there's really not a lot.
We've got some lady sizes and maybe mediums.
Maybe.
Just send us a message if you want to buy a Thrash Attack shirt, and we'll let you know.
Yeah, there's not a lot of those things left.
Yeah, hit us up, man. Hit us up, Jay. Just send us a message, man.
Yeah. Unless there's any more burning questions, guys, we might wrap it up.
We'll keep comment. Like, we're hanging out all day. We got a lot of things to work through. So if you're sending any comments,
any questions, we'll type a response.
Send any messages, man. We'll respond
for sure.
Anyway, guys,
as always, thanks for joining us, guys. We really appreciate this time on a Sunday morning. Probably some of you are well hungover from last night, but we appreciate tuning in and joining in the conversation. Special mentions to those guys that have been really active on the comment section.
Adam and Dean and Josh.
Yep.
But everyone else, thanks for coming along.
No, we really appreciate the effort and the time, guys. So
we'll let you know when the next one will be in October.
Yeah, definitely next month. So stay tuned. Hopefully we'll have some more updates about the album progression, and maybe some more information about what's happening later in the year that we're working on in secret. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and have a kick-ass week. And until next time, stay thrash.
See you then.
See you, boys and girls.